Welcome back to the show. We're still talking football with head coach Shane Richardson. Coach, let's go back to Sunday. The Braves were just 3 of 14 on third down conversions, but you were able to sustain a lot of drives on the day as 3 possessions went for 8 plays or more. Your offensive line is key to that. So let's grab some attention here for them and ask about their performance on Sunday.
Yeah, the offensive line, we really challenged them this week. We felt like coming out of week 1, there were a few areas that we really needed to clean up, and it wasn't a complex issue. It was just some simple things that we needed to make sure that we emphasized and hammered home, and we did that. And really the name of the game up front is just blocking, and that's what those guys do. And whether it's against the run or against the pass, those guys they've got to be locked in and being able to continually understand their leverage and understand, who they're supposed to block and do it well. And they did. They really improved that this week, and we were much more disciplined in our snap count, and their production showed for it. And really proud of those guys and what they were able to do this week of just focusing on what we emphasized and really taking it to the game and being able to perform that.
Well, for the second straight week, weather played a significant role in your game plan. What did you tell your guys in the field house on Saturday once you learned the postponement to Sunday? And what do you, as a team or a coaching staff, do on that Saturday night to get ready for Sunday?
Sure. Well, the biggest thing, the challenge of that was you get so emotionally charged going into a game, and it's good to have that emotion and you work up to game time, and then all of a sudden for it to be canceled or postponed, that emotion it becomes physically taxing as well. And so the challenge was to make sure that those guys understood that, hey, we're going to need to get ourselves ready for an 18-hour from now kickoff. And, I think we were able to do that. And I think the biggest thing that we did and what we tried to preach to them for Saturday night and working into Sunday morning was, take Saturday night and just relax and refresh, because we have prepared Monday through Friday to get ready for this game plan. There's nothing really more that we can do. The extra sleep and the extra rest will, bode well for just our performance tomorrow. And so we tried not to overload them with anything mentally or anything as far as a time frame, and wanted them to just go home and relax and talk to them about making sure that they got a good meal in them Saturday night, and still watering up and just relaxing and watching college football and trying to get their minds maybe off from our game a little bit, and then show back up Sunday morning with our pregame routine back in play. And I think they did a great job with that. They came back to our pregame meal Sunday morning, and they had a nice vibe to them. They seemed like they got a lot of sleep the night before, and they were ready to go.
Well, it was a big game defensively for your guys as well. The Braves recorded 7 tackles for loss and 5 sacks on the day, including 2 from defensive lineman Mike Keck. What was the difference for UNCP on defense this week?
Well, it might sound a little redundant, but we tried to focus on just some simple concepts, not schematically based at all, but just some simple things where you're knowing what the call is and you're trying to execute it as hard and as fast as possible. And sometimes you need to work through that first game and get all of the first part of the season jitters out, and coming back against live competition again to really kind of see how that fits into everything that you've been working on during fall camp. And so we feel like coming out of week 1, we knew where we were at, and so we tried to focus on just some simple concepts of getting the defensive line just attacking and playing a little bit harder and a little bit faster. And that was really the message to what we kind of went into that with, and I think that paid dividends.
Well, another pretty big performance came from Mike Lawrence, who registered 2 interceptions on the day. Talk about his performance and what it meant to your success on Sunday. Yeah,
Mike has an ability to be around the ball, and obviously did a fantastic job of that yesterday. And the great thing about Mike is that he's a smart player, and he really understands where to be and what the call means to him. And so earlier in the game, we were kind of talking about his technique at some things, and we were a little bit disappointed in that. And then all of a sudden, he comes up with 2 big plays for us in the production part of it, and that is a great trade-off. Sometimes you want him to be in a little better position here or there, and then all of a sudden, a ball is thrown his way, and he's able to grab it and really change the course of the momentum for us. And so that in itself, of having 2 of those plays, were huge for us.
All right, well, we're going to take our next commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to continue talking to head coach Shane Richardson. So stay tuned.